Liberty Travel, in association with Donegal TV, are giving away one lucky viewer the chance to win a mystery European city break for 2 adults. To be in with a chance to win, simply like and share Donegal TV's Facebook page. Draw will take place January 2014 on Facebook. Winner must be available to arrange the short break with Liberty Travel. This programme is brought to you by Shop LK.
Hello, I'm ANDREA Gilligan and welcome to Donegal TV. Coming up on this week's programme, we'll hear about a soccer legend from Kerrykeel and an upcoming band from Buncrana, Shammen Delly, tell us about their plans for the future. But first, RTE rugby pundit Brent visited the Breesy Centre in Cashelard in County Donegal recently, and he left very impressed with the South Donegal Community Centre. Sean Perry reports.
The Breesy Community Centre, located in South Donegal between Ballyshannon and Ballintra, recently celebrated an initiative called Engaging the Breesy Way.
Engaging the Breesy Way is a programme which we devised where we have young people in the age group of 12 to 16 coming from the two sections of the communities in our country, north and south. And they come together in groups of 20 from each of the schools. So we have a group of 40 and they come together and they spend a week initially in residential with us. They engage in outdoor pursuits, and they learn to trust each other and to work in teams. And we also have a classroom situation where we have they are tutored in living with diversity. It has been very, very successful. We have 300 people who have completed their 2-week course, and we have been granted an extension by International Fund for Ireland, and we are currently in the process of putting an additional 120 students through.
A number of schools from north and south of the border took part in this initiative.
Our students went to the Breesy Centre for a week from Monday to Friday, so they stayed full time in the Breesy Centre for the full week, and Monday morning they went there and it was meet and greet, and then involved in different activities and different workshops during the week. And as I say, being there the 24 hours a day really gave them a chance to get involved and getting to know everybody, and it was a great week for them. They really enjoyed it, and I know they would all love to do it again, so it's always a good sign.
Well, I like to see the students interacting and see them happy with each other. I think that it definitely helped them mature as well as individuals and as a group. You know, whenever they came back from the trip, you could see a difference in them straight away.
I think we were attracted to this project as a school because community relations, equality issues, diversity issues are aspects of the curriculum that are vital to the pupils of and the community of Strabane. And just being able to actually look at some of these issues by taking the pupils away from their usual experiences, where they can meet people from other communities in venues where they can be interested and excited by the activities, but at the same time actually doing that issue-based work where we're looking at our own identities, the identities of others. And I think really crucial to Knockavoy's school is that it's a special school as well. So we have pupils with varying learning disabilities, varying physical disabilities, and that for us is a diversity issue as well. That it's about culture, it's about religion, it's also about ability and disability.
The awards ceremony for Engaging the Breesy Way was a very prestigious occasion with special guest on the evening, RTE's rugby pundit Brent Pope.
Well, I suppose I was asked to come down here and present the certificates for the Breesy reconciliation initiative that's down here, and I was only delighted. I think it's fantastic. I think that I suppose for the wider communities and for the wider, I suppose, aspect of goodness for the whole country. So I was only delighted to come down and present the certificates and have a few words about, I suppose, what is important in life and what is not really. Well, it's a brilliant project. You know, I'm always like I'm ambassador for a number of projects. I mean, and I suppose growing up in a country, we didn't have the religious divide like you had here, but we certainly had. It was a multiracial country, so you know you were playing in teams with Maoris and Polynesians and Asians, and you had to learn about different cultures, and you had to learn about, I suppose, different religions and different ways about going about things. And I think that's what the initiative is showing, and it's also giving them life skills. I think, you know, 4 or 5 days where they get to know each other, they learn about the values of sort of bonding, working as a team, leadership, you know, working under pressure, and I suppose also about giving something back. I think that's the important thing, that they give something back to the communities, that they go back with the lessons they've learned, and you know, I know it sounds a bit of cliche, but they'll be better people for it. And if they only take 2 or 3 gems that they've learned from you know, doing the program, well, I think that's great. I mean, they're the future leaders of this country. I know it's a cliche, but they're the future sports people. They're the, you know, the rugby people, maybe even RT rugby panellists there amongst them somewhere. But they're people that are going to lead this country forward, and I think that's important. And I applaud the work that they're doing here to set up such an initiative, to bring people that are different together, be they Catholic or Protestant, you know, black or white, whatever the situation is, that people leave prejudice at the door, and that's what it's all about.
Winston Patterson from the International Fund for Ireland was delighted with the initiative.
The fund was set up in 1986 by the British and Irish governments, really whenever, you know, things were bad. Things were really bad in Ireland, and in Northern Ireland in particular. So the British and Irish governments encouraged the US government and the EU and the Australian and New Zealand and Canadian governments got involved as well, and they funded the work and set up the International Fund as a body, a truly, totally independent body. We've encouraged many community groups to work on peace and reconciliation projects, and the Breesy Way has been one of those. We helped fund the original project, the building there, the Breesy Centre, and then 3 years ago or so we got involved again to fund engaging the Breesy Way. We were very, very keen to support that because we knew of the management there, led by Michael McGettigan and his whole team there, and they were exceptionally good workers, very keen and enthusiastic, and did a superb job. We were very keen to get involved with them then.
Michael McClune, the centre manager, looks forward to a bright future.
Due to success we've had here at the Breesy Centre over the last 10 years, we're very confident about our future going forward for the next 10 years and beyond. Not to mention a couple of programmes we've ran here recently, with help from the AFA funding as well, of course. We felt that the Breesy Way was a massive incentive for us. Here at the Breesy Centre, at the minute, we can sleep 45 people in dormitory-style accommodation, with an apartment that's just been added on in the last 4 years that sleeps another 4. We have a main hall, we have 2 function rooms, and we have a conference room. We have a fully serviced kitchen, professional kitchen. The community here in Cashelard are a very special community. They've supported the Breesy Centre from the start, and their continued support has been amazing throughout my time here, and I can see it into the future. Any classes we've put on here or any programmes we've set up, the community and the locals here in Cashelard have come out and supported whatever we've done. If that's from our music to our dance classes to our pop-up restaurant and to the AstroTurf facility, it's got great local support from the people of Cashelard.
Dr. Adrian Johnson, chairman of the International Fund for Ireland, recently unveiled a plaque celebrating 10 years of the Breesy Centre, which now provides a wide range of activities for a very proactive community in South Donegal. Sean Perry reporting on the Breesy Centre initiative for Donegal TV.
A very impressive centre there with great community involvement, which is so typical of the kind of voluntary effort which is evident in so many centres across County Donegal each day. Now, we're well aware of the great exploits of our footballers like Packy Bonner, Seamus Coleman and Shay Given, both here at home and across the water in the UK. But before any of them became household names, a certain Billy Gillespie from Kerrykeel was already flying the flag for County Donegal, as Chris Ashmore now reports.
One of Ireland's greatest soccer legends was born just outside the Donegal village of Kerrykeel, but it wasn't until recently that many people in his native county heard about him. William Billy Gillespie was one of the most famous Irish footballers of his generation. He was the first Irishman to captain an English FA Cup winning team when he led Sheffield United to the fourth and last of their FA Cup successes in 1925 when they beat Cardiff at Wembley. The Sheffield captain also scored 2 goals on his international debut against England in 1913 as an Irish team, in those days under the auspices of the Irish Football Association, defeated England for the very first time. Earlier this year, a special ceremony was held in his honour in Kerrykeel. Representatives from Sheffield United, the Football Association of Ireland, the Irish Football Association, Derry City, Institute FC and Gillespie's own relatives gathered to pay tribute to the man who was born in Kerrykeel on August 6, 1891. The son of a sergeant with the Royal Irish Constabulary, the Gillespie's homestead was just a stone's throw away from Drury Park, the pitch that served the community of Kerrykeel for over 50 years. Having started with Institute FC in Derry, Gillespie moved to Linfield and then Leeds before Sheffield United paid £500 for him in December 1912. He scored 137 goals in 492 games for the Bramall Lane side and still remains the most capped senior player in the club's history.
You can be anywhere on this planet and the one language that everybody talks is football, and if you can talk football with passion, if you can see passion in people's eyes, then we're all on the same wavelength. It's not a hard thing to talk about, and at the end of the day, if you love football as much as you love the club you support, to come here and be able to find out where it all started. We said on that stage, it started in the fields of Kerrykeel. Everything that led up to the 1925 football FA Cup final started here in these streets, and the strides that Gillespie made took him into the streets around Bramall Lane in the city of Sheffield. But to actually be taken today to where he was born, to where the RAC barracks were, and see the walls and the fields where he must have climbed and played, and these great ideas must have started. I really do feel a rare privilege to have been part of that, and magnificent thing, Chris, yeah.
The amount of work that's gone into here and the work that these fellows have done to resurrect a legend from 100 years ago and to get the support they've got, it's overwhelming. It's just, I'm surprised. When you can get this many people involved in doing a project with somebody that was a hero 100 years ago, it's got to be a great community and a great person to have this honour for.
Gillespie was unquestionably a player of huge influence and ability. As the chairman of the Kerrykeel William Gillespie Legend Committee, Fergus McATEER discovered as he delved into the history surrounding the man who in today's game would be a superstar.
Back a number of years ago, it's always been talked about in Kerrykeel that we'd do something, and I suppose back in February this year, which was the 100th anniversary of the famous 1913 game where Ireland beat England for the first time, and Billy Gillespie scored twice on his debut in that game. So in the Foyle Cup then we had arranged, there's a local player here, Mark McGettigan, who was playing with Donegal schoolboys, and ironically enough they were drawn against Sheffield United. So we went in and we met with Sheffield United and we exchanged commemorative practice in relation to Gillespie, and it kind of sparked from there, and we've had fantastic support from all his former clubs and from his family, and as you can see by the guest list here today, like, it's not only do the people of Kerrykeel hold him in great awe, but also the clubs that he played with and was associated with.
On returning home from Sheffield to manage Derry City in 1932, Gillespie was required to take a red and white strip with him as part of the deal. These colours were adopted by Derry City. The Candy Stripes nickname still applies. He had a successful stint in Derry, leading them to 2 City Cup triumphs, and on 4 successive occasions they finished runners-up in the Irish League. The importance of sporting links between Donegal and other parts of the world never ceases to amaze, and there is also a direct spin-off in terms of tourism, a point noted by the Mayor of Donegal, Councillor Ian McGarvey.
This feature of Kerrykeel is very, very important. Not only is sport important locally, sport is important as well in a cross-border aspect, where everybody's doing their best to bring our people now together for the first time as never before.
Kerrykeel Football Club dates back to 1971 and was founded by John Joe McATEER, who managed the side for 40 years, a record in local soccer. It was also a proud moment for him.
Well, I knew about Billy Gillespie for years. I met a man one time, he used to go to the games in Derry, and someone was told me all his history about Billy Gillespie. When I was trying to get that through to the people here, nobody seemed to listen, but It's come to pass at the finish up, so that's brilliant.
When Gillespie left Derry City in 1941, he moved to Kent, where he died a month short of his 90th birthday in July 1981. For his granddaughter Jane Bull, the ceremony and unveiling of the plaque was a very emotional occasion.
It is absolutely beautiful. I did not expect anything like that at all. It is such a lot of work gone into that. It's beautiful, yes. We walked up the street where my grandfather must have walked many, many times, and we visited where he was born, and that I found so emotional. It was beautiful, yeah, really good, and it's been looked after, and it's a lovely village, really lovely. He was quiet, had a wicked sense of humour, loved us kids. He was lovely with the kids. But as I say, he went out playing bowls every day. He could be naughty. He did have a wicked sense of humour. But I remember one time he went into the garage and got a pair of shears and walked down the road about 4 houses down. There was a rose bush hanging over the footpath, and he just went up and clipped them off and then walked back up the hill. And my mum went, "What on earth have you done?" And he went, "You have to walk out in the road. You can't walk on the footpath. I've just cut them off." So he was lovely, lovely man.
Chris Ashmore, Donegal TV, Kerrykeel.
Evolve Menswear in Letterkenny Retail Park are dedicated to providing top quality fashion to men of all ages, from young casual to the mature man, formal wear to footwear. They are also the premier wedding hire specialists in the Northwest. Spoil yourself or the man in your life this Christmas at Evolve Menswear Letterkenny, Donegal's largest menswear store.
The CLARE Hotel, the ideal place to relax and revive, perfectly located for exploring beautiful Donegal and the Northwest, with 120 ensuite rooms, health and fitness centre, award-winning restaurant, and McGettigan's Irish traditional bar. Short breaks from only €89 per person sharing. Visit www.clarehotel.com or follow us on Facebook.
Liberty Travel Letterkenny, your local travel expert, the leading independent travel agency in Donegal, fully licensed and bonded for your protection, and members of Travel Centres Ireland. Our team have vast experience and look forward to booking your next holiday. For special deals, visit libertytravel.ie.
Kelly's Toyota, Letterkenny and Mount Charles, the newest, the widest range of vehicles for sale in Ireland. Visit www.kellystoyota.com or follow us on Facebook. The Silver Tassie 4-star Hotel and Spa, award-winning Irish cuisine, spa packages and organic seaweed baths, open all year round. Ulster Wedding Venue of the Year, 5 minutes from Letterkenny.
She's Lottie, she's super cute, she's Lottie, she's just like you. Dress her up for a ball or a pony flag race, a festival or ballet, you can take her any place. With her pets, pretty clothes and her beautiful hair, she's Lottie, people be brave to you.
Lottie, a doll just like you. To find your nearest stockist, go to lottie.com or buy on Amazon.
Flights twice daily from Donegal to Dublin with Flybe and Donegal to Glasgow 4 days per week. Donegal Airport, serving the county. Visit donegalairport.ie.
Ground Zero 360, keeping the memory alive. Visit our website at groundzero360.org and follow us on Facebook.
Welcome back. Well, with Christmas just around the corner, all of us are trying to find those last-minute Christmas gifts. Donegal TV has been out and about across Letterkenny, as Chris Ashmore now reports.
Christmas is a special time in every town and village, and in Letterkenny all the stops are being pulled out to make it one to remember this year. The switching on of the Christmas lights marks the start of the festive season in earnest. Here's John Watson, the president of Letterkenny Chamber, who organised the event in conjunction with the local town council.
It's a launch for the Christmas shopping period, and you see the crowd here tonight.
One of the biggest successes has been Shop LK.
That's great success. I mean, this year we've sold over €500,000 in vouchers, and that's money that's staying in the town. And the money's recirculated. You know, there's a turnover there. Maybe that could be worth 2 or 3 million to the town. You know.
And coming up to Christmas, people can buy Shop LK vouchers.
They can buy them down in the trade union, Letterkenny shopping centre. They can buy them ourselves in the office. No, it's great to see it. That's just retail hub of the county, you know. And, you know, if we make it, the county makes it.
Letterkenny Chamber CEO Tony Forrester was delighted with the turnout.
We've always had a good crowd, but it's got better and better over the last 2 years. But this is a really important time for the retailers, and I think it's building quite nicely. The last few weekends have been pretty busy in town, so we just hope it gets even better.
Prior to the arrival of Santa, the crowd were entertained with music and special guest star Shane McLaughlin, a contestant in the hit TV show The Voice of Ireland.
I can't wait to Christmas Day. Like, you know, there's always so much happening, there's always so much excitement and buzz about the town. It's great for town and local spirit as well. So
kids of all ages enjoyed the occasion, and the arrival of Santa was greeted with great enthusiasm.
Very happy Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year to everybody.
Meanwhile, there was a welcome early Christmas present for the town on the investment and jobs front, with the official opening of the fabulous new McGettigan's bar in the Clanry Hotel. The McGettigan family has been in the hospitality business since opening a pub in Dublin in 1960. In recent times, the business has expanded rapidly, with McGettigan's Irish pubs opening in Dubai. And now they've come home to Donegal.
It's a very, very proud moment for us to be here. I hope we play our part in the overall tourism. We took the leap of faith going back last June, and when we decided to do this bar, which we started work only 12 weeks ago, we chose to do it because we do believe that there is a market for it. We do believe that there's just a wide opening gap there right now to go ahead and invest. I think it's time to invest back in Ireland, and particularly in our case in Donegal.
The group has now taken over the management of the hotel, and already this has led to the creation of 15 new jobs. McGettigan's pubs pride themselves on serving award-winning food, pouring perfect pints and entertaining guests. And the reaction has been hugely positive.
It's unbelievable. I've never seen so many well-wishers in my life for any bars or businesses we've ever done before. We ran a campaign just before we opened the bar, you know, in the paper. Everybody in the town is talking about it.
The stunning new bar was officially opened by the Minister of State for Tourism and Sport, Michael Ring, who was clearly impressed.
They've already won the Hotel of the Year in relation to weddings, and I have to say, this is a fabulous facility here tonight. But it's great to see confidence in Letterkenny, great to see confidence in Donegal, great to see confidence in the country, and I must compliment the McGettigan family for their investment, not alone here in Donegal, but in Dublin, and I know they have investments in Dubai as well. But they have to be congratulated, because it's a difficult time. It's great to see new people bringing in new businesses, creating new jobs, and it's good for the county.
Guests at the official opening certainly gave the thumbs up to the McGettigan experience.
It's just completely different to any other bar that I've seen, even in Dublin or Letterkenny, because I live in Dublin, so it's like really unusual. I love it.
There's something like this bar like it in the town. The more places we have like this open in the town, that's a good sign of the town.
It's fantastic to see new places opening, because I think it gives you a buzz and a lift.
In a word, very impressive. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, I would agree, Ron. Very, very impressive. A brilliant start for Donegal back in the map once again.
Stunning.
Very impressed. I'll be coming back for more.
Amongst those in attendance was the Mayor of Letterkenny Town Council, Councillor Pascal Blake.
Letterkenny being one of the top 10 towns in Ireland in the tourist industry. To have this now the following week is a great achievement. We're talking about a vibrant, cosmopolitan town. This is icing on the cake with the McGettigan family.
Donegal TD and Minister of State for the Gaeltacht, Dinny McGinley, believes that the McGettigan's investment in the town is of considerable importance.
This is a big night for Letterkenny and a big night for Donegal. It's a major step that they're coming back to their own home county, coming back to their own area, and it is a vote of confidence in the future of our economy.
Chris Ashmore, Donegal TV, Letterkenny.
Donegal is synonymous with good music, and the lineup of new and emerging talent from across the county is extremely impressive. In Series 1 we featured the likes of The Plea and Mojo Go-Go, and in this series we look at a new and emerging band from Inish own, Shammen Delly.
Two Buncrana men, Angus Free, Lawrence and Josh O'Hagan, are beginning to make a name for themselves with their distinctive brand of intelligent dance music. They call themselves Shammen Delly, and as Angus explains, once they came up with the name, it really stuck.
It was a name that just kind of came out, and it just kind of stuck. We thought it was a great name for a band, and then so we just decided to make music. But at the time, whenever we were starting to make out music, we weren't taking music seriously. We were just kind of messing about, and then I suppose then about a couple of years afterwards, after we got used to using software and using music programs, that we kind of decided to take it seriously as well.
As Josh recalls, what began as a bit of fun developed into something that was more than just a pastime.
We made friends around second year, and we found some software, the software we used to make music, on our friend's computer when we were about 16 or so. And we kind of messed about in that for a couple of years, and then it got kind of serious.
They were interested in rock music, but they began to broaden their horizons.
We were into just rock music, and then we got a hard drive from my uncle sent over from England with all the stuff he listened to, and there was it was mainly rock and stuff like that, but there was kind of stuff like Aphex Twin mixed in there with old drum and bass, so that's kind of what got us into that music.
So where does the band draw its inspiration from?
Yeah, there was a lot of T-Power versus MK Ultra. That probably was one of the tracks that kind of got us in the electronic music as well, which is a very early jungle track.
BBC Radio Foyle.
Welcome to the programme. You're listening to Electric Mainline. My name is Stephen McCauley, and this is Shammen Delly.
Getting airplay can be difficult, but Shammen Delly have been helped enormously by the exposure that BBC Radio Foyle's Electric Mainline presenter, Stephen McCauley, has given them on his show, and is clearly impressed with their talent. So how does he describe their music?
I first heard them about 4 or 5 years ago, and when I heard them, there was a couple of reasons why I liked them. First was that I could tell that they listened to the kind of music I did, and I could hear bits of Boards of Canada, bits of Aphex Twin. But what really got me was the effortless melodies that were subtle on the one hand, but really, really insistent on the other, and that was what got me first off. I don't see Shammen Delly as being a dance act as such. I don't see them belonging in clubs and that kind of thing, because it's not really about the beats with Shammen Delly, even though they are very strong. I see them as being about soundtrack, about cinema. I see them about being visual, and I can imagine them on the soundtrack to an incredible film. And I think that that's where they draw a lot of their influences from anyway, from the world of cinema, from the world of that kind of visual sound as well. So certainly I can see them going down that road.
So, pop open another can or a glass of wine and chill. And accept what's coming towards you, because we're warming up. This is going to be special. I introduce to my right, Shammen Delly. Shammen Delly.
Now the band has launched its debut album, and the reaction has been positive. A bright future surely beckons. Marty Frail, Donegal TV, Buncrana.
Well, that's it for this week's show. Don't forget, as always, you can get more information on our website at donegaltv.ie. You can also like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. From all of us here at the team, Slán agus Banat. Coming up on next week's programme, we'll be looking at the work of Dunlo priest Father Michael McCullough in Ethiopia And we'll also be getting ready for Christmas here in County Donegal.